Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do the what's in my boat tour, really. And kind of give you guys a glimpse of what I put in my boat, why, and what I use it for. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start from the back of the boat and we'll move forward. So first thing is, I guess, we got the 225 Mercury Optimax. This thing's been really good for me. I use these guys right here to keep it. I don't even know what they're called, but well, they keep it from steering the steering from the motor from turning side to side. And then I use the. I'm gonna try to lean over here. It's called the motor holder. There's Lennox motor holder right here from Right Height Marine. This thing's been pretty cool. So I was using your typical typical motor support. It would support by the lower unit and then onto the trailer. And well, there's a debate between which one is better, which one is worse. That one I can kind of see because when the boat's bouncing in the trailer and everything and shifting, it can move that motor and I can see where it could damage it. And so far, this thing has been pretty good for me. So we got that. We got the Talons with the tilt brackets, so I can get it in and out of the garage. These are 12-foot Talons. Got a pair of them. Did not buy those new. Bought them used. Got them for $2,000. Not even that. I think I got them for $1,800 for the pair. And the brackets, I got these brackets here too with them. Yeah. Hell of a steal. So I jumped on that right away. They are not Bluetooth, which is fine, but you'll see up front there, way up front, we still have a wireless remote. It's the old one. They are hard to find. I was trying to look for one and I couldn't find one. It was tough. So I'm really, really grateful that these two from this one gentleman already had that switch. So moving on from there, as I mentioned before in another video, got a nice little plug here. It makes everything look clean. It's everything clean. Otherwise, before I would have a cord sticking out of here, and this back hatch would have to be open. So now let's get in this back hatch, which it's oh, there we go. Not too bad. All right, kind of looks like a mess in here. Well, it's an organized chaos is what I like to call it. So first of all, we got the net. This is the one I've been using a lot. Love this net. This is like the conservation style netting. It's supposed to be good for the fish. Oh, sorry, here. I'm aiming down here and then it's over here. Conservation style netting. So it's like a rubber. So it's supposed to be better for the fish. It is heavy though. It is a little bit heavier, but extends. That's what I like. We have a bunch of extra baits that I want to keep in here that I'm not looking to tap into, but things do kick off. So I got some Guggen stuff here, got some Zoom stuff here, and some JE custom jig stuff here. Now the reason why I got those in there is because those are the baits that have worked for me a lot in the past. Those are baits that I use a lot of. So I want to make sure I have extra of them inside the boat. I will typically keep extra baits in the truck. I actually have taken that out due to the fact that I did that for one season and I never once jumped in that box. Maybe once. But I took that out because it was just kind of a waste of space. I didn't need it. Okay, now jumping back in here. So here's one of the batteries for the trolling motor. There's starting battery. The other batteries for the trolling motor you'll see is there and back here. You'll see that when I open up those other hatches. Next, you see my two onboard chargers. There's the Nitro factory one, and there's the Cabela's aftermarket one, obviously. And then what I do, so here's that manual mount for the Livescope. And I also do keep another net in here. I like this little net. It's very compact, and it folds, and it's still got the conservation style netting too. A little bit thinner though. And then back there, I keep 2 big jugs of oil, just in case. And it's the Mercury approved oil. So I can move this so you can see. Mercury approved oil. Hard to see, but it's there. And then I also keep my 50-foot heavy duty 12 gauge cord. Need a heavy duty cord for those chargers. And then over here, just some, got a random little float there. Got some extra clothes here, shirts, a hoodie, just in case. I've already needed them before. Worked out. We've got an oar, which hopefully we don't ever need. So that's pretty quick of what's in the back there. Next, we'll do live well. Here's live well 1 of them. Sorry for the camera moving. Things are hard to open. So these things are really big. They go way up. They're huge. We typically don't ever really need them both, but we use them so we can put our bigger fish in one, of course, and then the smaller ones that we really got to get rid of in the other one. If I'm out fun fishing, these don't get used unless I'm going to take a picture with the big fish, and I'll fill it up so that way the fish has, you know, some water to sit in while I'm getting set up for the camera. But that's that one. And then for my calling, I use these Ardent Smart Calls, and I really like these because you can do the pounds on the one side and the ounces on the other. And there's 6 of them. We don't need 6, but you know, it just ends up, you know, it's nice to have an extra one in case they break. We do have one in there that broke, and I don't remember if these are the actual clips. I think I had to buy these clips here, but these are much better for the fish's mouth than the other ones. I don't know what they had on there before. I don't remember, but these work great. Love those. And then so we weigh every fish that we catch. We weigh, and then we make sure we got the ounces on there. It takes a little bit of time to weigh it right away, but this way, if we do get on the flurry, we're catching the fish, you know, we know which ones. Okay, well, you know, we got a box full of, you know, 3-pounders, and then we got one that's 1-pounder. Well, instead of taking all the fish out that we're trying to find that 1-pounder, all we got to do is look at those cold tags here, the balls here, and we say, oh yeah, okay, well, there's the one that's 1 pound, whatever ounces. So those work out great. Love those. All right, let's move these rods up. We're gonna go the hatch behind the driver. Right now, it's got my my big swim baits and my rain gear. Typically, this box here and this box here, typically they stay open. So when we do the tournament stuff, my partner will put his tackle in those 2 boxes, and then that way we can make sure that he's got everything he needs too when we're out running around practicing and obviously the tournaments. But when he's not in the boat, I'll typically have one filled with baits and rain gear, or you know, maybe I'll have some walleye baits and some crappie baits too, because I still do some walleye fishing every once in a while. Not a lot anymore, but I used to do a ton. So that's what's in this box here. Now, take this out. And down in here, I've got my rain boots here, and then we got some extra papers and stuff there that I don't know, they just kind of tucked away. Here's another battery that I was telling you guys about for the trolling motor, Here's a lot of the manuals and stuff. I just don't have another good spot to put it. This is just out of the way. This is others like extra stuff. Look, so I got extra gloves, rags, some like GoPro mount stuff there, like some these guys right here. I got some of those in there. Goosenecks, I think is what they're called. So that's what's in there. Spinning rods. Supposed to be for trying to get set up. Not 100% set up yet, but try and get those set up for river tournament coming up. Now let's take this one out. Show you what's in here. For right now, just life jackets. But I'll probably have life jackets and baits in there if it's just me. So I'll take that one out. Oh, you guys are tilting. Oh. All right. So now in this one we have, you see right away, here's the battery, third battery here for the trolling motor, and then we have our tools and an extra spare prop for the trolling motor. Got more tools here. So what's in this one here? So that's tools for the big motor and some of the bigger bolts. We got extra rain gear here, and then on this side here, we got, for the guys, porta potty here, girls, go girl, just in case, they're out on the water's too cold or so dirty. Sometimes maybe you just don't want to get in there. And here I got extra TP, paper towels, and then in here we got extra stuff like, say, wires, zip ties, fuses, and small tubes and bolts and stuff like that. I call it like a hardware box, I guess. That's a good thing. That's a good name for it. So then that's that box there. Let's put this thing back in here. Okay. Next is this box here. I've got a first aid kit here, some bug spray, sunblock, and some other stuff. This will be more of like a day box for my partner from our tournament angling. And same thing for him here. This is actually kind of like a cooler, but I'll let him use this, put some of his stuff in, like say rain gear and all that. And having this console here is really nice because he can bring a backpack of stuff and he can keep it tucked up underneath there. There's a ton of space up there. It's hard to see because I got my boat cover here, but you can put a lot up under there. So a lot of space up there. And then I always have the flotation device, seeing device here. Minnesota, you have to have it. You got to have it out. And that is an okay spot. Got stopped by the DNR one time and I got a fine for not having it out. I got stopped again. I had it sitting right here and he said that's okay. All right, moving over here. So we got a center seat here and this folds up to sit down, so you can have 3 people. Fold it back, got a step. It's pretty cool. This next side here, I use this for extra hats, goggles, face masks for when it's really downpouring, and then usually I got extra socks in here, gloves. I don't know if I said gloves, but sunglasses. And over here is kind of like my day box for like my neck gaiter. That one's really dirty, but neck gaiter, gloves. Got this is really good to have. So you got some kind of a sunblock for your lips. Lips get burnt really bad out there. One thing a lot of guys tend to forget. And then down here I keep pretty clean typically. I got a couple of ropes here just in case. The glove, I use this for pike, grabbing pike if I feel a little bit nervous. Just for my phone, tripod, taking pictures, and then I got a switch for my talons, make sure it's turned off. Same thing with these here, 360, which that's turned off. Current power. Got talent switches here. Obviously seen the graphs there before. RAM mount here for the phone. And moving up here, we have a little tool section here. So I've got more pliers that are going to go here. I have those in with my ice fishing stuff yet, which is over there. I still gotta unpack my ice fishing stuff, which I had never used. I never used it last season, but I had it ready, if that counts for anything. But we got our pliers in there that we're gonna put in here, and the reason why those pliers are different than the other two is because the nose it's got a bent nose. It's just nice to get down underneath there and underneath their gills, and it's easier to grab that hook. Okay, moving on. Got a cooler here. Doesn't look like much. We got our little snacks in here already. I tried building up a little snack pack for the day. Honestly, really all I need is peanuts and beef sticks. The rest of this is, it's whatever, but mix it up. Have some got little trolley gummies, or some of your favorite gummy bears. It's nice to have a little bit of a mix, but this cooler actually holds quite a bit. It'll hold enough gear, enough fluids and food and snacks for 2 guys for the whole tournament day, and even more. Okay, moving up here. This is kind of a spot where I'll throw like broken jigs or something like that, but usually I put my scale here along with my iPilot Link remote. Moving around over here, and over here is kind of like my day box, kind of my box where I put lures where I feel like I might use those, or lures I have used that I might use again later. I'll put them in here. I try not to keep it full. I try to keep it very low, and try not to fill it up because it just turns into a big mess, and if you forget certain lures in there, they tend to rust, and then that sucks. We'll just go up like that. So then up here, I'll stick, lures that are on my brain that I don't want to forget, something to try, something that's worked really well, and just something to remind myself. And then down here, of course, there's the rods. Got a lot of space in that locker, obviously, because I got 5 rods there, I got 4 rods there. Well, those spinning rods go into a separate locker. But a lot of space in here, and it's perfect. So here, these are some boxes I'm thinking about throwing in here. So this is my jigging ramp box. Walleye. I love using these for walleye. I actually use these for smallmouth and largemouth too. But throw these out offshore, rip them up, or you can vertical jig them too, without ripping them. Now, this is another rod locker slash tackle storage. This is a big scale that, ruler that I got for my wife for a gift, and that thing's been pretty sweet. You saw me measure a couple of walleye that I caught out bass fishing last fall, and not the biggest walleye I've ever caught, but it's a lot of fun to catch on a bass jig. Big thump, and it's just not moving. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna look up here. I'll pull these out. So I've got a bunch of lures up here that I've been storing. So I kept some of my extra JE custom jig stuff here, some extra Savage Gear stuff. This is some Savage Gear stuff that I'm going to use, some craws, small craws here for smallmouth, and just some extra Lucky Tackle Box stuff that we're going to try out on the water. And we got our Warrior box. I mentioned we're going to do a video on that one of these days. I did promise we're going to do that, so I'm keeping that in there. And I've got these are all my spinning rods. I do keep my extra bait fuel here. I haven't used the bait fuel yet, so I'm not even sure if I really need it, but we got it. And then some extra line. There's the line that's out of the package. So this is extra line that's in a package. This is the line that's ready for me to use. Pull that out. This here is more baits that I think are going to work really well, and some are really unique. Like for example, that Frill Seeker topwater lure. That thing looks really wicked. This guy right here. We'll try that. We'll try this Booyah Toad Runner, where it's got the boot tail on the end there. We'll try to if we get time. It's something I want to do. Put that there. And these are all baits here that we're going to be testing out here too. I picked up these guys. This is the Bass Pro Shops Tournament Series 4-inch Magnum flipping tube in the red. I got this because I want to use it for flipping in reeds and in pads in the springtime and late fall. That's one thing in there. We got some Savage gears, some Zoom boot tail flukes, all the stuff you've already seen in previous videos. I've got my braided line right down in here. I've got it in this little storage container here. Got 6 spools of it. Really neat little container. And then we got some random stuff here too. We got some random like monofilament here. I got extra glasses. Look down here. We got some real maintenance stuff here. I got lighter and super glue for my call it my kit for my and then I've got my here's my bait fuel. Some garlic here, some garlic dip, and then also Gyvus. This stuff is really great. It's live well treatment for fish. It's really good for the summer, and it works. Most of that stuff is going to work. And I got some extra reels back here, rag and some knives here just in case. So yeah, that does it for this box here. All right, next is the tackle. I got 3 boxes here, and they're all full. We'll start on the left side here. Open this up here. Oops. I upgraded these shocks too, by the way. Before, if I did that, they would just fall down. So I did upgrade both of them here. So now they stay up. That's awesome. Before they wouldn't, and I'd have to hold them up. So I got, my hair jigs, my underspins in this box here. And I got them all labeled here too. I've got some my other. These are what I would call my walleye jigs, but I've been using them for smallmouth finesse with some of the minnow style baits and the soft plastic jerk baits. And I got my spinner baits. I got my hooks and stuff. I got weights, jigs, custom jigs, and I've got some more like some finesse style jigs here, heavier jigs from Guggen, bladed jigs, and then I've got some of my buzz baits here. Over here I've got some of my bigger swim baits here, my hollow body topwater lures here. These ones right here, it's hard to see them. They've got a square bill on them, but they're hollow body. They're not topwater, but they're hollow body. But they work pretty good. I've used a couple of them. They're not weedless. The hook is weedless, but you can run it through wood and bang it around or whatever, and all you gotta do is just let it go. Just stop reeling, and it'll float up. The other baits, obviously, they got treble hooks, so you always have the risk of those treble hooks getting buried into the wood. With these guys, you don't. I got some other random baits back there. And I got some custom painted baits here that I did back down there. Okay, we got some more lipless baits here. We got top waters here, hard top water baits here. Some more hard top water baits here. So here's the poppers, ploppers, and we got the walking baits here, some prop baits. And here I just built this box here. These are the OG Slims, the OG Tinies, and the Roccos, and some other hard baits, shallow hard baits. And we got our Rapala DTs, DT 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. And here we got the Rapala DT 10, 14, 16, 20. And these are all my jerk baits, with the Guggens, Rapala, and I got a couple other ones in here too. I think I got a Megabass, a couple Megabass in there too. So that's my tackle here. We'll get into, those are the first 2 boxes. Here's the 3rd box. Ooh. I gotta fix this shock now. See that? Right here? It shouldn't fall like that. It should stay up. At least it stays up when it goes all the way up. Okay, so this box is full. I'm not gonna get real too deep into this one. So this is kind of like my prep box, my day box. I've got baits in here that I would like to try that I think might work for certain situations. Same thing with this one, but it's more finesse. Here's some swim baits like Mega Bass, and got some Savage Gear, some 10,000 fish here. And then, starting from left to right, so we got our stick baits, our finesse worms, speed worms. We got some craws, some bugs. Got the Zucchi bug and some more punching stuff. The trench hogs, JE custom jigs, salamanders and frogs, and more frogs. And then we got our swim baits here, and we got a bunch back here too. So I got they're stacked up twice back that way. I got too many. But we got our tubes here, some tubes here in the center, and then we got some tubes over there, and then we got our finesse stuff over here. So I have the J Custom Jigs Drop Kick and Dead Ned, and then here we got, in the next one down, we got some Carl's Gator Hogs, the small ones, and then the big bite baits, Smallie Smashers, and so on. More tubes down there. And then over here we got, some of our worms. So we got our big Magnum worms from Zoom. Got the Magnum trick worms and stuff from Zoom there too. And some JE Custom Jigs Flow Shats. So we'll put these guys back in here. And I try to organize them in a way where of things that I know that I'm going to use on a daily basis, as opposed to things that I only use once in a while, depending on the lakes and cover that I fish. But it changes every lake, and then your conditions change, so then it changes what you throw. And do I need all that tackle? Probably not. I could probably get away with a lot less, but sometimes it's nice to have that one thing. You can fish behind a bunch of guys in a tournament, throw the same thing they are, and those fish are going to see the same thing that they've seen with them. They're just going to get bored with it. I feel like you can re-catch fish, but throwing something different. Not all the time, but if they're hungry enough, you can. And I fished behind guys in tournaments. I fished behind 4 boats at one time that went this one area with some wood on it. And I went in through there with a certain bait and caught the snot out of them. They weren't like giants, but we were able to call, and it helped us. So, don't be afraid to do that too. And that's the other thing. That's the other reason why I, do this, to find unique baits too. If I find something that's unique that I think that some guys might not have, I'll try it. If it really works out, I'll double down and I'll buy a bunch. Okay, well, I'll make this quick because you got to see this on the last video. The electronics, what's up on the nose here? The bow, far bow. Got a 112 Terrova 36 volt trolling motor, 360. We got the Livescope, new Garmin graph, our regular graphs here that we've had all along. Our Talon switch here, obviously the trolling motor pedal. So that's gonna do it for my boat tour. I appreciate you guys for watching this, and I don't know, maybe some of this will help you guys, what you want to put in your boat, or hey, if you know of anything that might help me, some cool ideas and stuff to keep in the boat. Oh, one other thing I didn't show you, I'm not going to go open the hatch, but I always keep a prop wrench, prop nut, and an extra hub kit, just in case. You just never know what you're going to run into out there. And it's just be prepared. Plus, if you happen to run into something and you can still get back to the boat ramp, and you find that you really hurt something, but hey, at least you got these parts already in the boat. and you can at least get out and fish the next day. Or if you have a tournament day, you can at least get out and fix it and get right back to it. Thanks again for you guys sticking around watching this one. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that red notification bell. And the ones who have subscribed, I appreciate you. And we'll catch you on the next one.